Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! The following video will contain spoilers from the Flash episode Paradox. So if you don't want anything ruined or spoiled for you, stop watching now. Everybody else here, hey guys, Dave here. I don't know what it is. Lately when I'm trying to record videos, I'm fine. As soon as the camera goes on and I hit record, my nose itches like a son of a booger. Ugh, I don't know. But no, I'm not hyped up from any kind of nose candy thing. But yeah. Sorry I'm a little late. I haven't really been feeling very well. I'm trying to find the right time to be able to do this. So I'll try to hopefully get back on our regular schedule in the coming weeks. But yeah, so when last we left off, poor Barry, he got home, he thought everything was fine, but now Joe and Iris aren't talking. He does a quick run to Star City to try to talk to somebody, anybody, and he ends up talking to his old trivia night partner, one half of E equals MC Hammer, or as I've been coming to call her, FeFe. Don't worry, I'll get to FeFe in my Arrow roast, which will be coming up here in the near future here, so don't worry, I'll get to her. But after trying to brainstorm a bit, to trying to find out what exactly was wrong, but apparently there are little things that have domino affected that are definitely showing in art. Captain Singh is back, thankfully, but there's other strained things. Joe and Iris aren't talking, and he can't get a word out of anybody as to why. Cisco is quiet and reserved, and he's not really doing his thing. Being that I've been depressed at times, I can understand why that can be off-putting to some people, how they probably think of me at times. And Barry can't figure out for the life of him what the heck's going on. He's trying to go through the databases. Other little things seem to have been okay, but then he saw that John Diggle was with somebody else. Instead of baby Sarah, he now has a son, John Jr., which, if you watch Legends of Tomorrow, means this could indicate a future version of Connor Hawke. So that's happening, and it's just bizarre. Among these other changes that he's trying to piece together, he's been trying to figure out about this new strange case of apparently skinned husks that have been showing up, and he has a new CSI partner or boss or something like that named Julian. He's Julian Assange, I believe his name is. He played by the same guy that it was Draco Malfoy in the Harry Potter series. And I mean, this guy's a know-it-all. He doesn't like Barry for any discernible reason. He keeps just blocking him every chance he can to try to find out more about this weird husk. He has to super speed steal stuff and get little hints and pieces here to try to figure it out. And then, of course, while this is going on, it appears that Edward Claris is getting a strange beckoning or a call from alchemy. He gets summoned to a place where apparently there's people in robes and stuff. It's alchemy actually is offering him the chance to get everything that was taken from him, and he's getting these visions of his other world where he died, but he also had power. Alchemy apparently is the one that's creating the husks by metamorphosizing people into versions of themselves from these other realities, which only goes to my theory that the piece of stone he has, the Philosopher's Stone, may actually be a fragment of the multiverse. So I think I'm going on the right track there. But as Edward eventually gets his powers back, we start to piece more and more things together. Apparently Iris was ticked off that in this reality, Joe didn't tell her that their mother was still alive instead of the other way around. Then we have, Wally, we're still in the picture, but he never really, I have to sign out how he got there. And then we've got Cisco going to meetings because his brother Dante, who's always been a dick to him from what I've seen, died, and what's worse, he's going really into big depression because all this time in this reality he was trying to get Barry to go back in time and save his brother, and Barry refused. So it's a lot to take in. Eventually, it looks like the rival and Barry end up clashing. They end up going their separate ways, and then it looks like Barry figured out that the only thing he can do is to try to go back in time to try to fix it all. So he tries, and he gets yanked out of the Speed Force by a pair of hands, which turned out to be belonging to Jay Garrick. turns out instead of going back all the way to his home world, he actually talked to Wells, found out about what's going on with him, including being the doppelganger of his father. And it turns out that this version of Jay made a lot of the same mistakes that Barry did. He has the power to change things, but every time he tries to go back, it will not be an exact perfect thing. There are the ripple effects you can't control, and you're going to just keep damaging things, so you have to learn to accept what you're doing. Barry is not taking this crap to heart, and eventually we end up having a figuring out that where the rival is. They end up going to this one mill where everything is working at, and they just up go at it, and which stinks because the rival remembers Kid Flash, but he's not here in this reality. But it's Dr. Alchemy and him to go after him. Also in this reality, it looks like Cisco has incorporated gauntlets into his costume, so it's not just his powers and glasses as vibe, it's also the gauntlets. I think that working with Pied Piper actually can help with that. So he was hoping he could try to maybe got there, but he's not really sure about doing it. Eventually, just in the nick of time, Vibe shows up. It's an incredible little 1-2 shot to take on the rival. I mean, it's a beautiful thing to see these two. They're just playing essentially ping pong with the bad guy. Alchemy gets away. Cisco's back to calling him Dr. Alchemy because he's starting to get his thing back. Is he ready to go back and actually become a superhero himself yet? Not yet, but he's working up to it. But we're starting to get that little peek of him back. Barry's tried to get the group together, but it's just kind of been forced, and he tells them that he's the one that changed it, and it takes some time. They're all kind of ticked off at it, but they eventually say, don't tell us what happened in this other reality. We're just going to try to make it work and try to fix things. Caitlin seems to be the least affected by anyone, but she's also the first one to admit that we all have secrets, and we've all done this to save people. Everyone else takes off. Barry's gone, and she manifests freezing powers, a.k.a. Killer Frost. Yikes. So, is it possible that she has powers that were merged here, or was she approached by alchemy and got them through metamorphosis, through that way? That is something we have yet to see. But then we end up having Edward Claris in a cell. It looks like it's dampening his powers, but alchemy saying, hey, you failed, and he's going to be punished. Next thing when we see this gauntleted hand go through and grab him up, I don't know if this is supposed to be alchemy or Savitar, but that's where it cuts off. But it really kind of stinks because although I am a day late in trying to get this review out, it turns out that the Paradox episode with Flashpoint was actually one of the least watched as far as for ratings, which kind of stinks. I think that the whole here we go again thing might have turned a few people off, but this is trying to become the new status quo for him to build upon. So there's going to be some subtle changes here and there, but they're just trying to work on the dynamic to go from there. So it shouldn't be too terrible. And next week we've got Magenta and Jesse Quick. This is going to be awesome. I can't wait for that. So, yeah. All in all, it was a good episode. I was hoping for more, but it felt like Flashpoint and Paradox should be a two-parter for like a 2-hour thing, which would have been perfect to open up that way, but the CW does their own thing and I can't control that. I wish I could. So yeah, that's pretty much that right now. And well, hopefully there's going to be seeing bigger and better things come out, but with the whole introduction of alchemy metamorphosizing people that were never exposed to the particle accelerator in this reality, but in some reality, if they had powers, he can bring them out to their best possibility. That's a whole new ball game. I find it really exciting. So we'll have to see what's going on here. So, and also Julian admits that he can see right through Barry. He sees that he's a liar, and everyone else just goes along with it. Julian doesn't trust him. Is Julian Dr. Alchemy? That's what everyone's thinking right now. Not sure, but it's going to be fun to watch it play out this season. So, what do you guys think? Please like, comment, subscribe, share, pass this bad boy around. And coming soon, although it was a good episode for Arrow, I will be doing an Arrow roast. And it's going to hurt. Trust me. I mean, yes, it was a good episode. I'll touch on the good stuff, but there are still some gripes I'm going to have to go over too. So, but remember, that stuff's a little, more for the adult audiences. So, if you're offended by that kind of language, don't want to hear anyone crapping all over Arrow, don't watch it. For everyone else, please come inside. Anyway, I'll take off. for now. Sorry it's brief. I just wanted to do a quick catch-up here. All in all, the episode was good, but it's going to take a little getting used to, but I think it'll be okay to adjust on this new status quo. So, look forward to hearing from all you guys. Until next time, Dave signing off. Peace. Yum yum.